Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Josh, and I am talking about season 2, episode 3 of Superman and Lois. So, right off the bat, again, like I said in my last review, I am still a fan of the show. I still think the show is great. I still think the show is the best, at least in the CW verse shows. Um, yes. But this episode made me really, really frustrated, to be honest. Really frustrated. It did one of those things where every guy in the show is in the wrong. Every guy. And it was so apparent. Every guy and Lana, sort of, at least in terms of the townspeople, a lot of really dumb things. Where to start? Where to start? So let's start with Jordan and Sarah, their relationship. So at the end of the last episode, Sarah reveals that she kissed someone at camp, which we sort of figured out anyway by her behavior. And Jordan's response was, do you want to, and we find out that it was a girl, and Jordan's response was, do you want to date her? And then she says, no, it was a one-time thing. And Jordan, understandably, is like, I'll see you at school. He's really hurt. So fast forward to this episode, and like, oh, I don't even know where to go with this. This was just so frustrating the way they handled it. So basically, Jordan, instead of, he's not even upset that she kissed someone at this point. He's wrestling with, well, she shared with me her secret, and so now I want to tell her my secret, that I'm half alien, half Superman. And even the way people are talking to him, Natalie says, well, she had a secret, and you know what that's like. And even Jonathan is like, yeah, yours is way worse or way bigger or something. Like, they make it seem like their secrets are similar. It's like, look, if the secret for Sarah was just that she's bisexual and that Jordan is half alien, that would be a similar secret, right? Because it's what they are. But the fact is, she acted on it. She is bisexual and kissed somebody. Where if Jordan kissed a Kryptonian, then that would be the same. You know what I mean? But no, she kissed someone. She acted on it. She betrayed his trust. She did something, against the relationship, especially after, again, like Jordan said, he loved her and she said she loved him. Like, that's what kills me. And so again, so then Jordan throughout the whole episode is like, no, I want to tell her my secret. I want to tell her my secret. And then you have Lana and Sarah have this conversation, and Sarah's like, I I kissed someone at camp and I told him about it, and I'm not ashamed or embarrassed. So you kiss somebody, like, again, it doesn't matter if it's a guy or a girl. The fact is, you did something. It wasn't that someone kissed you, because again, that's a different relationship. That's a different moment. If someone kissed Sarah and she told Jordan about it, that's something being done to her. But she kissed somebody while she's in a relationship. That breaks the relationship. But no, I'm not ashamed. I'm not embarrassed. And then Lana says, if he doesn't forgive you, he's not worth it, or something like that. And I'm like, what am I missing? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand what I'm missing, because she cheated on him, and again, and they are making this okay. Yeah, I don't know. So I don't get that. And then at the end, Jordan and Sarah, like, I don't care that Jordan and Sarah are back together. For sure, be back together, because you built that up all last season. I like them together. But why is it that she kissed someone okay, and they're making it similar to Jordan having powers? I don't know. I just feel like I'm missing something. Please, let me know in the comments, because she cheated on him. It's not something you are, but it's something you did. I don't know. Anyway, that all being said, now we go to another thing where the guy is in the wrong. And let's talk about Superman. The main thing of the show, Superman. He's being affected by what we are all assuming as doomsday. He's been having these migraines where it's debilitating him. It starts off, he flies to the mines and he can't even get close because he again gets those migraines and he crashes into the earth or whatever. And he does this thing where he loses it on Jordan at one point. He loses it on Jonathan because Jordan says, "I want to tell Sarah everything," and Superman's like, "No, you can't." And, and Jordan says, "Why?" And he just says, "Because I said so." And then he yells at Jordan, like he does like that super voice. It would have been cool if they made that a full sonic boom, but they didn't. But he does the super voice, his eyes glow red, and he doesn't understand where this anger is coming from. And of course, he's in the wrong for doing it. And he even recognizes it. Like, don't get me wrong, as a dad, if I yelled at my daughter like that, like full on just yelled, I would feel awful. And he does. So that it's not really that he's in the wrong for that. And then same thing kind of happens with Jonathan. Jonathan finds out that his rival quarterback is taking what we assume is kryptonite to make himself stronger. So he starts a fight with the guy, and he at practice they fight, and then he ends up Superman tries to stop it. He punches Superman, and I guess Superman fakes it and falls over. It's very strange. Then Clark takes him sort of to like a vending machine area, yells at him again, and while he does it, he like throws his helmet and it smashes a vending machine. They have not even touched on that at the end of the episode, because they would find out that that's Jonathan's helmet. Anyway, so and then Superman loses it. He heat visions his hands because he can't control it, similar to what he did with Jordan last year when his heat vision went off. He just put his hands out, so it burns his hands. Again, Jonathan drives him home. So Superman, I guess Superman's not really in the wrong, but he has to apologize for losing it on the boys, even though he's not really in control. And he tells the big one is that he tells Jordan to wait a year to tell Sarah the secret, like to make sure they're serious. And again, what bugs me about stuff like that is like, look, if Jordan tells Sarah the secret, it's not just his secret, it's his dad, it's his whole family. So it's like, how can you trust them? What I also find strange in this universe is that I'd say post 1986, Superman did tell Lana his secret when they were teenagers. Or it was like a year later. I can't remember exactly when it was, but he did tell her. And it made sense. He needs people that he can tell, at least in the teenage years. Or at the end, I think it was at the end of high school, he takes Lana out. I think it was after prom or something. She thinks he's going to kiss her, but he ends up flying her and shows her his power. So I'm surprised that Lana doesn't know. And especially because, as we know in Smallville, the show, which is a big thing, not to do with any of this universe, but he eventually told Lana when he should have told her way earlier in this series, but he told Pete Ross. Again, why isn't Pete Ross in the show? And I hope if they do introduce him, they introduce him that he knows Clark's secret. That would be a nice little twist. Anyway, so that's one thing. Then we find out, so another thing where the guy's in the wrong is John Henry Irons, because he has to go help Clark and Lois figure out what's in the caves, or underground or whatever. And it turns out, when he finds it out, and there's the big fight happens. Natalie's upset. Why didn't he tell me? And it's like, he doesn't always have to tell you everything. And everything he's doing is to help people. Like, he's not doing a bad thing by helping Clark and Lois. And then finally, Jonathan, at the end of the episode, he finds out during the fight with the quarterback that it was his girlfriend that sold, because the girlfriend told Jonathan that the guy was taking the crystals, ex-kryptonite, I'm assuming. But then we find out that she sold it to him. And at the very end of the episode, Jonathan goes and asks for them. Like he's gonna buy some offer. I'm like, oh my god. So is this how Jonathan's gonna get his powers? Is he gonna take them and they're gonna affect him badly? I don't know. It's very strange. I'm curious to where they're going with this. And then finally we get Sam Lane again. We haven't seen him in the first 2 episodes. It was good to have him back, but there's this whole thing, this cult thing going on with this alley girl, and we find out that Sam never backed Lois up. He always sort of protected Lucy or went with Lucy's word. So we have another guy in the show that is in the wrong. I'm like, come on. Can any of these guys do something right? It seems like Kyle is great, and even he's kind of in the wrong when he helps Lana out, because Lana has this meeting with everybody and they blast her. They're like, well, because she wants to offer 0 interest loans, which, is practically impossible to offer, but she wants to offer that. And then the one guy's like, well, I lost my farm because of your real estate loans, and then we all lost so much because of Morgan Edge. How can you promise this? What I don't understand is there's a difference between what she was promoting as, as a real estate agent. She doesn't run the agency, so she has to give their contracts. As she was gung-ho for Morgan Edge by going off of his word. So what Morgan Edge did should not be an indictment of what she is believing or what she does. So there's a difference between now, if she's going to be the mayor, she's in control. She can make actual decisions. So again, I don't get why people don't understand the difference. That kind of bugged me. And then I guess finally the big reveal is that instead of Doomsday, what we all thought was going to be, it was Buzarro. And Superman shows up and he's sort of in the Doomsday initial gear, but it's not green. It's like all black and sort of metal on it. And it's got his face covered. And he is smoking Superman, like just destroying him. And Superman finally catches his fist because Superman is still having those like migraines or whatever. John Henry goes to help. There was that really cool shot where John Henry jumps and the suit morphs around him. That was really cool. I like that. And he starts blasting Buzarro with red solar energy, and it doesn't really do anything to him. And then he flies off. Because as soon as there's a point where they're fighting, but they're in the air, and again, I'm still thinking it's Doomsday, but he's just staying there. And he knocks Superman down, and he's still floating there. So you're like, oh, they're not going to make Doomsday fly, are they? And then even Lois mentions, she calls Superman, like, Doomsday or something. She says it. So you're like, oh, Doomsday's in it. So it was all, I guess, red herrings or whatever. So it ends up being Buzarro. Hey, cool introduction, but I always like it when Buzarro is sort of created by Lex Luthor, so maybe he will be. Why he's underground, I don't know. I hope they don't turn this Buzarro into Doomsday. I don't know. And then at the end of the last shot is Buzarro flying to where the fortress was. So I'm curious. It's cool to have Buzarro in it. I can't wait to see a full like episode fight between the two of them. Or at least a good, like, even 5 minutes. Like, a good chunk fight. I kind of hope one thing I did like that Smallville did with Buzarro, it's similar to, like, what Ultraman does in the comics, where kryptonite gives him his strength, and the solar radiation, actually, like, regular sunlight, makes him weaker. So I think that is an interesting... I hope they do that, because then again, it kind of gives a balance, sort of. I don't know. Or at least an opposition. Anyway, like I said, I still like the show. Just, I don't like the way some characters or some issues are being tackled right now. And if I'm missing something, please let me know. Other than that, I'm still excited. I want to see where they go with this. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Leave your comments down below. And, thank you for watching.